Welcome to our exploration of biological networks. In this video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of interconnected systems that drive life itself. Biological networks are everywhere, from the intricate web of neurons in our brains to the complex interactions between proteins in a single cell. Understanding their structure and function helps us unravel the mysteries of health, disease, and evolution. Over the next several scenes, we'll break down what makes these networks unique, how they're organized, and why their structure is so crucial to their function. Let's begin our journey into the hidden architecture of life. Biological networks are systems of interconnected biological components, such as genes, proteins, or cells that interact to perform specific functions. Think of them as the wiring diagrams of life, where each component plays a role in the overall operation. These networks can be found at every level of biology, from molecular pathways inside cells to ecological food webs. By mapping out these connections, scientists can better understand how life operates as a coordinated whole. This foundational concept sets the stage for our deeper dive into their structure and function. There are several main types of biological networks, each with its own unique features. For example, gene regulatory networks control how genes are turned on and off, while protein-protein interaction networks show how proteins work together to carry out cellular tasks. Metabolic networks map out the chemical reactions that keep cells alive, and neural networks illustrate how nerve cells communicate. Each type of network has a distinct structure, but all share the common goal of coordinating biological processes efficiently. The heart of every biological network are nodes and edges. Nodes represent the individual components such as genes, proteins, or cells, while edges represent the interactions or relationships between them. For example, in a protein network, each node is a protein, and an edge shows that two proteins interact. This simple framework allows scientists to visualize and analyze complex biological systems, making it easier to spot patterns and predict behavior. Network topology refers to the arrangement of nodes and edges within a network. In biological systems, topology can reveal much about how information or materials flow. Some networks are highly centralized, with a few key nodes connecting many others, while others are more evenly distributed. Understanding topology helps researchers identify critical components and predict how networks respond to changes or damage. Any biological networks are described as scale-free, meaning that a few nodes have many connections while most have only a few. This structure is robust against random failures but vulnerable to targeted attacks on the highly connected nodes. Scale-free topology is common in protein interaction networks and neural networks, providing stability and efficiency in biological systems. Another common feature in biological networks is the small world property. In small world networks, most nodes can be reached from every other by a small number of steps. This allows for rapid communication and coordination, which is especially important in neural and social networks. The small world structure balances efficiency and resilience, making it a hallmark of many living systems. Biological networks often display modularity, meaning they are organized into clusters or modules of tightly connected nodes. Each module typically performs a specific function, such as a metabolic pathway or a brain region. Modularity allows networks to be flexible and adaptable, as changes in one module have limited effects on others. This organization is key to the complexity and resilience of biological systems. Hierarchy is another important aspect of biological networks. In hierarchical networks, nodes are organized in layers, with higher-level nodes controlling or influencing lower-level ones. This structure is seen in gene regulatory networks, where master regulators control groups of genes, and in neural networks, where higher brain regions coordinate lower ones. Hierarchy enables efficient control and integration of complex processes. Biological networks are not static. They change over time in response to internal and external signals. For example, gene networks can rewire during development or in response to stress, and neural networks adapt as we learn new skills. This dynamic nature allows organisms to respond to changing environments and maintain homeostasis. Gene regulatory networks are collections of genes and regulatory elements that control gene expression. These networks determine when and where genes are turned on or off, shaping development, physiology, and adaptation. By mapping these networks, scientists can understand how cells differentiate and how diseases like cancer arise from regulatory failures. Proteins rarely act alone. Protein-protein interaction networks map out how proteins bind and work together to carry out cellular functions. These networks are essential for processes like signal transduction, metabolism, and immune responses. Disruptions in these networks can lead to disease, making them a major focus of biomedical research. Metabolic networks describe the web of chemical reactions that sustain life. Each node is a metabolite, and edges represent the enzymes that convert one molecule into another. These networks are highly interconnected, allowing cells to efficiently produce energy, build structures, and respond to environmental changes. Neural networks are made up of interconnected neurons that process and transmit information. These networks underlie everything from basic reflexes to complex thoughts and emotions. The brain's network structure enables rapid communication, learning, and adaptation, making it one of the most sophisticated biological systems known. Beyond the cellular level, biological networks also exist in ecosystems. Ecological networks map the interactions between species, such as predator-prey relationships or pollination. These networks help maintain ecosystem stability and resilience, showing how interconnected life is at every scale. Network motifs are recurring patterns of connections found in biological networks. These small building blocks, like feedback loops or feed-forward chains, perform specific functions and are often conserved across different organisms. Studying motifs helps scientists understand the basic principles underlying complex network behavior. Feedback loops are a common motif in biological networks. In a feedback loop, the output of a process influences its own activity, either enhancing it, positive feedback, or suppressing it, negative feedback. These loops are crucial for maintaining balance and enabling dynamic responses in biological systems. One remarkable feature of biological networks is their robustness. They can withstand disturbances such as mutations or environmental changes without losing function. This resilience comes from features like redundancy, modularity, and the scale-free structure, ensuring that life can adapt and survive in a changing world. Despite their robustness, biological networks have vulnerabilities. Targeted attacks on highly connected nodes or hubs can disrupt the entire system. Understanding these weak points is important for disease research and for designing interventions that can restore network function. Biological networks evolve over time through processes like mutation, duplication, and selection. These changes can create new connections, remove old ones, or alter network topology. Studying network evolution helps us understand how complexity and diversity arise in living systems. Scientists use a variety of tools to analyze biological networks, from graph theory to computer simulations. These tools help identify key nodes, predict network behavior, and model how networks respond to changes. Advances in technology have made it possible to study networks at unprecedented scales and detail. Visualizing biological networks is crucial for understanding their structure and function. Specialized software can turn complex data into intuitive diagrams, highlighting patterns and relationships. Effective visualization makes it easier to communicate findings and generate new hypotheses. Understanding biological networks has revolutionized medicine. By mapping disease networks, researchers can identify new drug targets, predict side effects, and personalize treatments. Network-based approaches are leading to breakthroughs in cancer therapy, infectious disease, and more. Synthetic biology uses network principles to design and build new biological systems. By engineering gene circuits and metabolic pathways, scientists can create organisms with novel functions, such as producing biofuels or medicines. This field demonstrates the power of understanding and manipulating biological networks. Network medicine is an emerging field that applies network theory to understand disease mechanisms. By viewing diseases as disruptions in biological networks, researchers can uncover hidden relationships between genes, proteins, and symptoms, leading to more effective diagnostics and therapies. Personalized network analysis tailors medical treatment to an individual's unique biological network. By analyzing a patient's genetic, protein, and metabolic networks, doctors can predict disease risk, choose optimal therapies, and monitor treatment response more precisely than ever before. Network pharmacology studies how drugs interact with multiple targets in biological networks. Instead of focusing on single molecules, this approach considers the broader network, leading to more effective and safer treatments. It's a powerful tool for drug discovery and development. Traditional disease classification is based on symptoms or affected organs. Network-based classification groups diseases by shared network disruptions, revealing unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated conditions. This approach is reshaping how we diagnose and treat disease. Network biomarkers are patterns within biological networks that signal disease or predict outcomes. Unlike traditional biomarkers which focus on single molecules, network biomarkers capture the complexity of biological systems, offering more accurate and reliable indicators for diagnosis and prognosis. Drug repurposing uses network analysis to find new uses for existing drugs. By mapping drug interactions onto biological networks, researchers can identify unexpected connections and accelerate the development of new therapies, saving time and resources. Network analysis is transforming ecology by revealing how species interactions shape ecosystems. By mapping food webs and mutualistic networks, ecologists can predict how changes in one species affect the entire community, informing conservation and management efforts. Animals form social networks that influence behavior, survival, and reproduction. By studying these networks, researchers can uncover the rules of social organization, cooperation, and competition, shedding light on the evolution of sociality in the animal kingdom. Microbes interact in complex networks that shape health, disease, and environmental processes. Mapping these networks helps us understand the microbiome's role in digestion, immunity, and even mental health, opening new avenues for therapy and prevention. Plants also form networks both above and below ground. Root networks connect plants through the soil, while mycorrhizal fungi create vast underground webs that facilitate nutrient exchange. These networks are vital for plant health and ecosystem functioning. Disruptions in biological networks can lead to disease. For example, mutations that break key connections in gene or protein networks can cause cancer, neurodegeneration, or metabolic disorders. Understanding these disruptions is essential for developing effective treatments. Biological networks have remarkable abilities to recover from disruptions. Through processes like redundancy and rewiring, networks can restore lost functions and adapt to new challenges. This resilience is a key factor in the survival and evolution of life. Network-based diagnostics use patterns in biological networks to detect disease earlier and more accurately. By analyzing changes in network structure or function, doctors can identify health problems before symptoms appear, leading to better outcomes. Therapies that target biological networks rather than single molecules are becoming more common. By restoring network balance or blocking harmful interactions, these treatments can be more effective and have fewer side effects than traditional approaches. Network modeling allows researchers to simulate biological systems and predict their behavior. By creating virtual models, scientists can test hypotheses, explore scenarios, and design experiments more efficiently, accelerating the pace of discovery. Despite great progress, network biology faces challenges. Biological networks are incredibly complex, and collecting accurate data can be difficult. Integrating information from different sources and scales remains a major hurdle, but advances in technology and data science are helping to overcome these obstacles. The future of network biology is bright. As technology advances, we'll be able to map and analyze networks at greater depth and scale. This will lead to new insights into health, disease, and the fundamental principles of life, opening up exciting possibilities for science and medicine. Network biology brings together experts from many fields, including biology, mathematics, computer science, and engineering. This interdisciplinary approach fosters innovation and leads to more comprehensive understanding of complex biological systems. Teaching network biology helps students develop systems thinking and problem-solving skills. By learning how networks operate, students gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of life and are better prepared for careers in science, medicine, and technology. As we gain the power to manipulate biological networks, ethical questions arise. How should we use this knowledge? What are the risks and benefits? Addressing these questions is essential to ensure that advances in network biology are used responsibly and for the greater good. Wrap up: biological networks are the foundation of life's complexity and adaptability. Their structure and function reveal the hidden logic of living systems, guiding research and innovation across biology and medicine. As we continue to unlock their secrets, the possibilities for discovery and application are truly limitless. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the structure and function of biological networks.